A Formula One car in the pits wins no races. Yet the tenths and hundredths of a second gained in the pits may make the difference between winning or losing. A combat aircraft on the ground wins no wars. But time saved during a turnaround might. It is only in the air that a combat aircraft can fulfill its task. It is therefore essential that turnarounds are executed rapidly. That is why every part of the Gripen maintenance and support concept aims at getting the aircraft back into its operative use as fast as possible. Advanced simplicity. The words that summarize the Gripen maintenance concept. This means that the complexity of the advanced systems in the aircraft is counterbalanced by simple and self-evident actions for the ground crew. The meaning of the concept is of critical importance when it comes to an operational turnaround. There is no margin for error or delay between the missions. Like any combat aircraft, the Gripen is designed for intense utilization. Unlike most, it is specifically designed to continue operations even when main air bases have been degraded or eliminated and ground resources are strictly limited. This is where Gripen's advanced simplicity shows its competitive edge. You can even make a turnaround in a dispersed operational environment like this with minimal ground support equipment and other resources. The main activities in a turnaround are refueling, rearming, and inspection of the aircraft. A complete operational turnaround for a fighter mission, including reloading the gun and mounting air-to-air missiles, can be performed with a minimum of equipment in less than 10 minutes by 5 flight line mechanics under supervision of 1 technician. These are the qualities that are designed into the Gripen. The concept is clear. As far as tools and equipment are concerned, they must be as few and as simple to use as possible. The same rationale is behind the turnaround actions themselves, as few and as simple to perform as possible. Every man knows exactly what to do, how to do it, and when. The main working areas for mechanic number 1 is the cockpit and the engine. He is responsible for communicating with the pilot, who reports what the built-in test and the function monitoring systems say about the operational and flight safety status of the aircraft. Mechanic number 1 reports any problems to the technician, who has overall responsibility. Mechanic number 1 also carries out the walk-around inspection to check for any external damages that may be safety critical. Mechanic number 5 refuels the aircraft. He also runs tests from the service panel. The rest of the time, he assists his teammate. Mechanic number 3, whose main task is loading the gun. Mechanics number 2 and 4 are tasked to handle the external loads. The lifting gear used for loading external stores is one example of advanced simplicity, a tool perfectly adapted to wartime operational conditions. It is easy to use, easy to move and manhandle, and has a multitude of applications. You can even use it when changing the engine. During a turnaround, the emphasis is on the team working towards a common objective. Each man has his own well-defined tasks, but each also helps the others. Indeed, allocation of tasks within the group has to remain flexible as the Gripen itself. Not only may the aircraft change between fighter, attack or reconnaissance roles, it may need mixed stores loads for dual-purpose missions, where the role is changed in the air. The majority of actions during a turnaround can be performed at a comfortable working height, and most of the essential functions are concentrated in a limited area of the aircraft, saving crew movement and time. Here, for instance, are the connections for fuel, grounding and communications. And here is the ground crew panel, another example of simplicity and speed of operation. All access panels used in a turnaround are opened and closed with finger-operated latches. The final actions in the turnaround area are removal of the safety pins and assisting the pilot during the startup. When a combat aircraft is on the ground, there is only one objective: getting it operational again as rapidly as possible. This is done by minimizing the time it is out of action, thus ensuring that more sorties can take place. Every second lost could mean the difference between success and failure. So could every second gained.